Hi, I'm Tim Barch, Internet Sales Manager for McArthur Ford, your source for Ford news, update, and information, including your scheduling information, because today is Tuesday. We're going to cover that scheduling information, so if you have an order placed, maybe it's not scheduled yet for production date, you're probably watching this video trying to figure out what are your chances and whether or not you'll get scheduled this week. So this is scheduling information that we have for the factories, a scheduling of orders for Thursday, November, gotta get my glasses on, November 6th. So this is going to happen this week. So this is still using the allocations from October for this last week. And next week we'll be using new sets of allocations, November's allocations. Don't forget, actually, it's November and December's allocations for those January and February. But this week we're finishing out. And for that reason, there aren't a lot of factories that are actually scheduling because they pretty much have their month already scheduled out. But let's go through this just to kind of go through that. Now, I am actually at SEMA, so I'm actually, as soon as I record this, I'm headed over to the SEMA show right now. So we'll be looking for some of the content we're going to deliver today. Well, actually, you should have seen it already today, but also tomorrow too. Be looking for those on our YouTube channel, as well as Facebook and Instagram. But for this video, we're here, so I don't have the slide up for you guys. So I'll just kind of have to go from recognition of what there is. The biggest thing is I want to let people know is a dealer needs an allocation. So that's a big one. I know we talk about getting scheduled and production dates and everything else like that. But the big thing is you have that order scheduled with your dealer, but that dealer needs an allocation to get that order scheduled. Without an allocation, it's not going to happen. So at this point in the game, for some of these these models that are scheduling, the dealer would need an allocation for that model to be able to schedule your order. That's the big kicker here. So a lot of people probably won't get scheduled this week. It's probably going to be more next week. For most of this is the dealers that have allocations. They're probably going to use them on stock orders at this point because they probably don't have an order that fits a configuration that Ford needs at those factories. But in some cases there are, because I know Super Duty and F-150, they do schedule multiple weeks, so there is still a good chance for those retail orders on those models. So let's dive in and cover this. Now, first off is a 26 model year Mustang. The order banks are open up for the Mustang, and they are not scheduled this week. Like I said, they've already scheduled out their production for for November build dates already. Or December, I guess. We're on December now. Bronco Sport, 25 model year Bronco Sport, no scheduling there. The order banks are open up for 26, and no reason to put a 25 order in at this point. They should probably close those because it says here that they're doing balance out scheduling this month, and this is the last week, so they're probably already balanced out for 25 model year. So I won't go over those notes because they're not scheduled this week. Next up is the 25 model year Bronco. Order banks are open up for the 26 model year Bronco, which is what you need to be placing an order for, because they are not scheduled this week, and it says in here they have balanced out for 25 model year. That means they will not schedule another 25 model year order. So if you have an order for 25 model year, it will go unscheduled. It will never get scheduled. You'll need to place a 26 model year order. So next up is the 25 model year Mustang Mach-E. 25 model year has balanced out, so they are not scheduled this week. 26 model year order banks are open up if you want to place an order for one of those. Next up, 26 model year Explorer. Order banks are open up for 26 model year, but just like the other ones, they are not scheduled this week. They scheduled out their month, and at this point, they are waiting for new allocations to start scheduling for 2026 calendar year, believe it or not. 26 model year Expedition. Order banks are open up for 26 model year, and it is scheduling this week. They're scheduled for the weeks of 12/1 to the weeks of 12/22. So they kind of got a late start to scheduling. I think last week was the first week they started scheduling for these dates. So this week they're going to continue that main commitment. So not just retail orders, but they'll look at stock orders as well this week. So Expeditions, you have a chance there. Next up, 26 model year Maverick. Order banks are open up right now. They are not scheduled this week, just so you're aware of that. But a couple of notes that I want to let you know about is that light blue exterior color that I did a video on yesterday. Check that out if you haven't checked it out. If you're interested in that color, you should be able to place an order with that color. If you have an unscheduled order, you can switch to that color, I've been told. So I haven't tried it out myself yet, so throwing that out there that I'll try to try it out at some point, but it hasn't been tried. I haven't tried it out yet. Marsh Gray is not going to be available for 26 model year, and other than that, yeah. 25 model year Ranger, order banks are open up for 26 model year. 25 is balanced out, so they are not scheduled. Just like with Bronco, if you have a 25 model year Ranger order in the ordering system and it has not been scheduled, it's not going to get scheduled. It is. They're done. They're done with 25 model year. At this point, you need to place an order for a 26 model year or find one on a dealer lot. All right, next up is a 26 model year Super Duty. Order banks are open up for this. They are scheduled this week at Kentucky for the weeks of 12/1 through the weeks of 12/15, in Ohio for the weeks of the same dates, 12/1 through the weeks of 12/15. This is probably the big one that always has a lot of things on here. Of course, they're asking dealers to place orders because they do need some orders for F250 and 350 XL, XLT, or Lariat versions for regular or super cab without the bucket seats. And they also need some F350 for regular or super cab chassis with a 7.3 liter gas engine. So if you are somebody that wants one of those configurations, it wouldn't take long and hard for you to get scheduled as long as the dealer has an allocation. Now, limited availability for the F450, the pickup box delete that's optional on XL and XLT, the 18-inch sparkle silver painted cast aluminum wheel. That's going to be standard on XLT, F250 and 350 single rear wheels. The vinyl 40-20-40 split bench seat with the armrest and cup holders. That's there you go with the storage underneath. That is actually constrained, believe it or not. And then several of the interiors. So it does say medium dark, slate, and Baja trim. So you need to know what your trim code is, but it looks like 2S, 2J, 3J, 3S, 5J, and 6J. And I believe 5J is Lariat, 6J I believe is King Ranch. And then I think the others, I think the 3Js, I think those are XLTs, and then even 2J and 2S I believe are XL. So, which in some of those models, that is the only interior color, right? So, anyway, those are some things to think about whether or not you'll get a chance of getting scheduled. The Mesh Grill R Performance, I think what that is your engine block heater, the mesh that goes over the front grill. The wheelbases, this just says wheelbases, so I don't really know what that includes. It says included on the dualies, so I think dualies will maybe have a struggle to get scheduled as well. So, all right, next up is a 26 model year F-150. The order banks are open up for those, and they are scheduling. It does say startup scheduling for Kansas City Assembly Plant and Dearborn. It says they are scheduled for the weeks of 11/24 through the weeks of 12/22. I'll say this, at Dearborn, it will only be for a couple weeks because they don't start production until like the middle of December at Dearborn. Kansas City starts in November, so most of these will be for XLT. So it does say in here, orders with the 3.5 V6 gas engine will be selected for scheduling. So that was something they weren't scheduling for last week, so they are scheduling for that this week. And then also the limited availability for the 18-inch gloss black wheel on the STX, also included on XLT black package, included on the Lariat black package. And then limited availability for the 275/60 R20 black sidewall all-terrain tire that's included on the black XLT black appearance package plus and standard on King Ranch. There you go. That's the notes there. 26 model year F-150 Lightning. The order banks are open up for that, and they are not scheduling. They're not going to be scheduling for a while. They're not scheduling this month at all, and they're not going to schedule in December or in November either. So probably be January before you see a Lightning get scheduled if you have one on order. 26 model year Transit. Order banks are open up for that. They are scheduled for the weeks of 11/17 through the weeks of 12/15, and it does say in here that. Best availability for the high roof extended van, the high roof long van, the low roof van, the medium roof van, all cutaways and chassis cabs, and then that 3.5 V6 engine, the non-EcoBoost engine. So there you go. So there's those notes there. So good luck for everybody getting scheduled. Hopefully you get some information from us. Again, this is really a week that they're just wrapping up those production dates for December, and then they're ready to move on with new allocations next week. So next week we're going to start seeing allocations. It'll be 2 months of allocations because it'll be for January and February production dates. So it'll be a big week for a lot of people to get those orders in. So if I were you, if you were trying to place an order, I'd get those orders in now. This week, early next week. If you get it in after that and they schedule most of their allocations, remember they're scheduled for 2 months. So then you can't get scheduled again until a March production date. So if you're thinking about putting one in, get those orders placed ASAP. So other than that, that's all I have for this video. Again, thanks for watching it. Make sure you're subscribed with the bell notification turned on so you don't miss any of our videos, especially the ones here from SEMA. And until next week, until next video, I should say, stay positive, be kind to one another, be kind to yourself. We'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.